Ever slammed your brakes and felt your bike go sideways? Watch this. Two bikes hit the brakes hard. One skids wildly, the other stays rock steady. The secret? ABS, the anti-lock braking system that's basically a guardian angel for riders. Here's why. When you panic brake without ABS, your wheels lock up, you skid, and steering? Forget about it. But ABS pumps the brakes for you. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keeping the wheels rolling just enough to let you steer even on ice. No magic, just genius tech that saved millions of lives. Motorcycle theft in Italy is out of control, but engineers just dropped a game-changing solution. Traditional chain locks, they're weak and easy to cut through. Meet the new rear-wheel lock, a heavy-duty device that's nearly impossible to break. Just press the button and your bike becomes a fortress. Thieves can't pry it open, smash it, or walk away with your ride. Best part? It takes seconds to activate. Porch pirates in Canada are getting schooled by this genius invention. Traditional package theft? Yeah, it's brutal. Thieves swipe boxes in seconds. But check out this next-level lock. You wrap its military-grade steel cable around your delivery, crank it tight, and boom, that package ain't going anywhere. Even with bolt cutters, that aircraft-grade steel laughs at thieves. The only way to unlock it? Your secret code or fingerprint. Drunk driving is a serious problem, but Minnesota has a clever solution. A built-in spike mat controlled from inside the police car. Here's how it works. Officers simply drive alongside the suspect, flip a switch, and deploy the spikes. Within seconds, the fleeing vehicle's tires are punctured, bringing the chase to a safe and quick end. In Brazil, when fishermen reel in an Atlantic tarpon, they don't just admire the catch, they immediately go for the fish's scales. This fish, found along the Atlantic coast, is one of the oldest species around. Its large, shimmering scales are highly prized, often sold at a premium. After being cleaned and polished to a translucent finish, these scales are transformed into stunning handicrafts, like unique fish scale lampshades. Ever wonder why workers cheer when concrete suddenly sinks into the ground? It's not a mistake. It's actually part of a clever construction technique. In building circular concrete walls for underground wells, workers use a process called the case-on construction method. First, they mark the site, dig a 3-meter pit, and place the first concrete ring. As they continue digging, the concrete naturally sinks deeper into the ground. New sections are then added, forming a strong cylindrical wall. Groundwater is pumped out throughout the process, and once the well reaches the desired depth, it's sealed off with more concrete. In Venezuela, locals have come up with a unique way to make homemade baseballs using natural rubber. Rubber trees, which are abundant in South America, provide the perfect material for this process. The method begins with making a small cut on the tree, allowing the rubber sap to slowly drip out. Once the sap hits the ground, it solidifies naturally. After that, a sponge is wrapped up, rolled into a ball, and then coated with the solidified rubber to create a baseball with excellent elasticity. Ever wondered how water bombers fill up with water so quickly? When a water nozzle opens, thousands of gallons of water rush out. But before they drop that massive amount, they have to fill up fast. The aircraft typically flies to a nearby river or lake, and with 2 intake holes just the size of a human palm, it can suck in 1,600 gallons of water in just 12 seconds. That's some serious speed and power. At first glance, this pad printer might seem like a regular tool, but it's actually a brilliant invention that revolutionizes how we transfer 2D images onto 3D objects. Here's how it works. The printer uses a silicone pad to pick up an image and then carefully transfers it onto the object. This method is perfect for fragile materials like ceramics, thanks to the soft and flexible nature of silicone. Plus, because silicone is chemically resistant, maintenance is super easy, saving both time and money. Talk about a smart, cost-effective way to get sharp, clear prints on just about anything. Have you ever wondered why workers in ultra-high voltage power grids use blowtorches to check their surroundings? Well, it's all about safety. In high-voltage converter stations, regular checks are crucial. If there's any high voltage leakage, it causes ion discharge in the air, which affects the direction of the flame. The blowtorch flame will shift when there's a leak, making it easier for workers to spot potential issues and malfunctions in the power grid. This simple yet effective method helps keep the system safe and running smoothly. Ever wonder why books are trimmed after being bound? You might think the job is done once the binding is complete, but there's a reason for that extra step. During the binding process, it's tough to avoid small errors. This becomes especially noticeable in thick books where the edges may not be perfectly even. That's why printers use powerful paper cutters, sometimes with hydraulic systems, to trim the book's edges, ensuring it has a clean, professional finish. Whoever designed this is a genius. This simple wooden scooter, known as the chukudu, can carry heavy loads up to 500 kilograms without paddles or brakes. Commonly used in parts of Africa, especially the Democratic Republic of Congo, it provides an affordable solution for those who can't afford pricier transport options. Made Made from basic materials like wood, metal, and rubber, the Chukudu has 2 wheels, a cargo platform, and a handlebar for steering. Riders operate it by pushing with 1 foot on the ground and hopping on to roll downhill or on flat surfaces. With a price of about $100 and material costs around $60, it's an efficient, low-cost transport solution. In Thailand, gold isn't just a metal, it's an obsession. And we're talking about gold leaf here, those shimmering little strips of gold that are cut into tiny squares and applied everywhere. You'll find them on Buddha statues of all sizes, or even adorning interiors for that extra touch of luxury. While gold itself is incredibly expensive, these ultra-thin gold leaf sheets are actually quite affordable, around $1 each. So indulging in a bit of edible gold every now and then isn't as out of reach as it might sound. It's a simple way to add some opulence to your life, one delicate gold sheet at a time. Ever watched a paintball game and wondered why players drop so many paintballs? You know the drill. Players get 3 paintballs in the gun, but the rest just spill out onto the ground. So why does this happen? Well, sometimes the field provides the paintballs, but more often, players do it because refilling takes time, and during that time, they're easier to hit. By not worrying about saving every single paintball, they get a few more shots in without the hassle of constantly stopping to reload. Ever wondered why car windows can withstand a punch but shatter from just a small rock? The secret lies in the material. The object shown here is actually a fragment from a spark plug, which is much tougher than metal. But the real reason your car window breaks isn't because of the rock's toughness. Car windows are made of tempered glass, designed to absorb impacts over a larger area, like when you punch it. This allows the glass to bend without breaking. But when stress is concentrated on a small point, like from a thrown stone, the glass can't handle it and shatters into tiny pieces.
Imagine a piece of glass so strong it can withstand a bullet shot and not even crack. Meet Prince Rupert's Drop, the world's toughest glass. It's made by dropping molten glass into cold water, cooling the surface while the inside stays hot, creating immense internal tension. This makes it incredibly strong, so much so that even a hydraulic press can't break it. But here's the catch. The tail of this glass is fragile. Apply even the slightest pressure there and the entire structure shatters in an instant, exploding into tiny pieces.
This tree's hiding something you wouldn't expect, and it might even be in your house right now. It might look like the tree's just shedding bark, but this process turns it into a unique material used all over the world. After workers use razor-sharp axes to peel away the thick layers, they uncover a bright orange surface. But the real gem here is the bark itself. It's waterproof and so tough that pieces from centuries ago are still in use today. The bark is left out in the sun for months, drying and losing moisture, which makes it flexible. Then it's steamed and shaped into products like shoes, boards, and even wire. Ever wondered how strong atmospheric pressure really is? When a burning piece of paper is placed in a bottle, a boiled egg gets sucked inside. This shows just how powerful atmospheric pressure can be. But let's take it a step further. A team placed an oil tanker in a remote location and dropped a 200 kilograms boulder from 20 feet. It only left a small dent. Then they used a vacuum pump to suck out the air. When the pressure dropped by 70 kilopascals, the tanker was instantly crushed in just 3 seconds. The power of atmospheric pressure is terrifying.